Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to a review of the 181 Special Rare Vintage Lego Train set. Now this was acquired at an auction, so this is second hand of course. Not everything is going to be a part of the set. There might be a few things missing, and if there are, I do apologise. I've gone through the entire box to make sure everything is there. There might be a few things missing, but as far as I know, this is complete. So why don't we have a quick look at the little book that comes with it, which I think looks rather nice. In the background to the book, actually, you can see the other vintage train set which I've got here, which I will be showcasing with the other two in a couple of days' time. Very simple instructions, of course, 3 steps and their little wagon is complete. Oh, it even goes out like that. Oh, that's brilliant. I didn't even recognise that. So we got, what's that? That's 7 steps for the locomotive. Man, if only they were that simple these days, that would be brilliant. Going in that way, we have the hopper. I like this little hopper car. These little end bricks here, they look absolutely brilliant. I wish they kind of kept those on. I wonder what else you could have made with that though. Not too sure what this back bit is, but okay. Now, this is a set that includes signals, which does have a certain function to it, but sadly I cannot get the signal thing to work, so I'd rather not show that in the review because I don't want to showcase something that I don't know how to work. So sadly, no signals, but nice little book. Let's move on to the engine itself and the rest of the set. So this is a nice little set, you gotta be honest, very cool. God, I could have gone worse. Let's take that apart and have a look at the engine to start off with. Let me just hang on one second. Okay, there we go. Right, this is a very cool little engine. I do like that it has some of these smaller wheels, windows rather. That means I can use things like that for other builds in the future, because chances are this engine is not going to be staying as it is. As much as I would hate to take apart something so rare, I am going to be modernising this into something much bigger, much better. Probably not the engine itself, I'll probably keep the engine as it is, but I will be doing that for the rolling stock, especially the hopper. I've got an idea for that one. But this is very basic though. It has the motor built into the kind of base here. As you can see, we've got some screws along the bottom. Very heavy for what it is as well. Some old style wheels with the rubber bands on there, very thick rubber bands. A red base does look very cool. It does stand out and it looks really cool indeed. 2 square light pieces at the front of the engine, 2 more to act as the windows at the cab. The funnel is just a standard square piece, which isn't much of an issue, and the roof is falling apart. Oh dear. Let me try and there we are, put that back together. Can I try and take that bit off? Oh, they're 2 separate bits, okay. Interesting, I wasn't expecting that. There we are. Get this to work in a second. Just get that on there. Oh, we all know how much this camera loves red. There we are. Nothing too over the top, but I do love the simplicity of it. I love that you can just swap some of the bricks out if you wanted to. I don't think 6x6 plates were well, they probably were a thing back then, but probably not as popular or as in demand for models like this as they are now. Interesting model though. I don't like that the doors swing backwards. That's just me, but then again it is a tank engine. Well, it needs that full supportive back for it to make sense. Let's get that out of the way. This one will only take a moment because this is a little switch that interacts with the signal, which is very cool indeed. But once again, I cannot figure out how to get it working. And I think one of them is actually damaged, so that's not helping at all. But the whole idea is that this is the actual battery box which connects to the engine. There should be, well, there is actually a wire, but again the wire itself is broken, which isn't good. Kind of connects in there, and the receiver, or the other end rather, there we are, just there inside the cab, which I think looks A bit odd because it's going to be some massive wire just sticking out the end. But, you know, that was the old version of power functions, which did look a bit ridiculous, but it was also really clever, just hiding it into another bit of rolling stock. You could get away with it as well, given how small it is, but not the biggest problem ever. Standard magnets as well, because of course it needs to connect to other pieces of rolling stock as well. The roof piece is actually something that's quite solid. Don't know what I was thinking. I was going to try and take it off, but this actual 2-wide tile you can take off. Sadly, I don't have the means to do so. So let's just leave that there and move on to our third item. This is a very nice little wagon, I gotta be honest. There is another thing very similar that I have. Let me go reach it, because I got them all down here for something I'm going to be doing later on. So this is the 181. I think this is the 171. I can't remember the train model number. But here we go. We have the fence gates in the middle and a blue kind of surrounding. This one is very similar, but it has red gates but no doors at all, which is a bit odd because, you know, how they're going to get in and out. But at the same time, things were not that complicated. When you look at things like airplanes and vehicles in particular, there were no doors, it was all just brick built. Yeah, I'm not too fussed about this though. I mean, this does look really cool. This looks like the sort of thing that Stephenson's rocket would have pulled. Very nice indeed. Let's move that one out of the way. Good lord, my nose is killing me. Into the final wagon, the hopper. Very nice little wagon indeed. I'm still not too sure what this thing at the back is meant to represent. I can't imagine it comes out through there like that, because that means there's another, you know, something else is supposed to go into the back of that. What is that supposed to do? Not entirely sure. It would make sense if that was facing sideways, but it doesn't. It's facing backwards. And that is how you're actually supposed to build it. So, the actual hopper piece itself can be taken off. There are special vintage pieces which are put on the ends here with 2 bits sticking out, which you can just place like so. You've got the freedom to lift them up like that. And it is, you know, to me, that's a very cool little brick idea. It's a shame it didn't really stick along too much, because I still feel like you could do so much more with that style of brick. But saying that, I'm not actually sure what you could use it for. Well, believe it or not, that is it. I've gone through the entire engine. There's nothing else I can really show you. I can't do anything of this thing in action because I seriously don't have any space whatsoever. But yeah, that is that. So thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.